It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who we'll be hearing from shortly. DA, it's all yours.
Well, thank you very much. Now, the NBA has accepted that this is an era of player movement. Commissioner Adam Silver says the data shows that superstars moving isn't necessarily a bad thing because it allows situations to change. Teams that may not be in a competitive position hope that they can sign one of those players. And as we know, Kevin, hope springs eternal.
It always does. It keeps the fans involved and looking for more. David, thanks. A look at Cleveland's starting group. In at small forward and power forward, it's Okoro and Mobley. Donovan Mitchell is out there with Garland. And it's Allen in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Pistons, the backcourt guards are Cunningham and Ivy. Isaiah Stewart out there with Durant. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3. And it's the Pistons to start out. Here's Cunningham. There's the triple. And Bojan Bogdanovich is good for 3.
Gotta be up on Bogdanovich. When you aren't, he catches and fires away.
Now, here's Garland. 13 feet away. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
Now, here's Ivy. Covered by Mitchell. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
First personal foul.
The Pistons shooting their first free throws of the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Taking 2 shots.
Relax on the first.
And he makes the first. So both teams changing it up here. Both shots good from the stripe. And so LeVert will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a 3-point game. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Here's Allen. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
A superb offensive rebounder. Allen's long arms and feel for how to get positioning helps big time.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Pistons lead by 1. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports.
Keeping us all in motion.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. The defensive pair in the post, Mobley and Allen. Garland is out there with Donovan Mitchell. And it's Okoro in at the 3, the small forward.
Coach doing a great job of putting Mitchell in pick-and-roll situations. For a young player, he makes good decisions.
Back to Cunningham. Outside, Bogdanovich. Pass to Wiseman. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot.
That's where Burks has shown he can be efficient shooting the ball with the catch and release.
Burks against Mitchell. Shoots over Burks. And again, it's Cleveland.
High percentage looks are easy money for Donovan Mitchell. He's got a great touch from the inside.
Cunningham for 3. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Cavaliers ahead. They're up by 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Coach, it's early in the season, so what can you say about how things are going chemistry-wise so far?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and give us what they have.
Dwayne, thanks a lot. Back to you.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. And in that period, the most they trailed by was 3. In the second quarter, they put in the work to create a slight scoring advantage. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
They've run this offense seamlessly. Each guy seems to understand his role. They're making smart decisions with the basketball, and I can give a shout-out to the playmakers. This team's success is because of you, brother.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well, they're getting almost nothing on the interior. I know we've turned into a three-point shooting league, but come on, guys. You need some kind of presence in the painted area to keep the defense honest.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Garland with it. The backcourt guards are Cunningham and Ivy. Bogdanovich out there with Isaiah Stewart. And it's Duren in at the 5. That's the group for Detroit right now. Now here's Mobley. It's hauled in by Stewart.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
Ivy passes to Cunningham. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Ivy. Misses off the right Ivy. And so Allen will bring it up for the Cavaliers. They lead by 1. Mitchell. Here's Mobley. Detroit with the rebound. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Cavaliers lead by 1. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. So on the floor for Cleveland, Ricky Rubio is out there with LeVert. Then it's Green, and it's Osman in at the 4 shot. Got it!
That is world-class. Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're trailing by 1. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard J.B. Bickerstaff talking with his team, and he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed. Guys?
All right, thank you, David.
Great effort from Killian Hayes here, pushing through the contact and finishing well.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game, and the Cavaliers call time here. They're down by 3. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
Who wants a t-shirt?
And now, a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Darius Garland.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything. Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
Bogdanovich, he's checked in for the Pistons. Cunningham comes in for Hayes. Here is Cunningham, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
Isaac Okoro, first personal foul. Team second. At the line for Detroit, Kay Cunningham. At the line for 2.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
The pressure is on for Cade Cunningham. Time for him to rise to this challenge.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
2-possession game now. I mean, those were really important foul shots.
Here's Mitchell. Count it! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
The youngster is not going to buckle or fold. Donovan Mitchell is not afraid of the moment.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
Second personal foul. 13 foul. At the line for your Pistons, Cunningham.
Take a break. Take a break.
Cunningham.
2 shots.
2 shots.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And Cunningham is used to having the spotlight on him, taking on the chance to come up big for his team.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
There's the knockout blow. No chance of getting up off the canvas now.
Okoro's shot is off, and now we've got the intentional foul.
Jack Allen. Second personal foul. Team 4. At the line for Detroit, Ivy. At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good. And here's Garland for 3. Gets the bucket.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like
And those will be our starters. Some intriguing matchups on the floor tonight. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome, folks, and what better way to celebrate the end of the week? Friday night basketball on 2K Sports. Alongside Hall of Famers Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce on the sidelines. Allie, take it away.
Well, Kawhi Leonard has been called a cyborg for his lack of emotion on the court. He said, quote, "I just try to stay locked into the game. When people are the most serious, they play the best basketball. Nobody's smiling in the fourth quarter." Brian?
Maybe influenced by his years with Tim Duncan, who also had that poker face. Allie, good stuff. Now the opening lineup for the Los Angeles Clippers. The two-way threats of George and Leonard are the wing pair. Morris and Zubac play together in the front court. And it's Westbrook in at the point. And for Brooklyn, they've got Dorian Finney-Smith. He's out there with Nicholas Claxton. Johnson is out there with Mikal Bridges. And it's Dinwiddie in at the one. And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. Outside Finney-Smith. Bridges down low. George defending. And they pick up two.
Boy, you have to be aggressive, powering through contact. Mikal Bridges, no signs of backing away.
Leonard passes to Westbrook. And here's Zubac. From 12 feet. Offensive rebound. A nice shot by Morris.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here's Bridges. Over George. And the basket by Bridges.
Well, with the high release point on Mikal Bridges' jumper, it's very hard to contest. Just a matter of being consistent now.
Leonard against Johnson. Here's Leonard. It's deflected. Goes back up. Zubac. The shot that time not on target. And at the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Nets out in front. They lead by two. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in a moment.
Fans, your next.
Yes, good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. All right, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
On the floor for the Clippers. Kyle and George are out on the wings. Nicholas Batum out there with Mason Plumlee. And it's Highland in at the point guard position. Outside Simmons. Count the basket. Simmons has gotten his first basket of the night.
My goodness, defense was there, but Ben Simmons makes that finish look easy.
Now here's George. Back to Powell.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him.
Pass to O'Neal. Outside Curry. Here's Thomas. George outside. And the layup is good off the glass. George has got his first points of the game.
Size and strength. Paul George has both, and you love his willingness to play through contact.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Nets out in front, up two. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They led by two after the first. Scoring-wise, they broke even in the second, so little ground was lost there. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, I like what I'm seeing on the offensive end. They're keeping things simple, getting to their spots and executing. Nothing fancy, kind of like Shaq's suit.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Right now, they're playing well only on one end of the court. All their energy has been spent on the offensive end. And that's a change. They're just going to keep giving up easy buckets, and the game's going to get away from them.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go over there.
Here to put on a show.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. We've got Nicholas Claxton. Dorian Finney-Smith is out there with Johnson. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard position. So that's the Nets 5.
Well, Russ making the great read. Outstanding work, understanding the floor and finding his open teammate.
Dinwiddie with it. Outside Johnson. Off target from outside.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot most possessions.
George outside for the lead. The shot, no good. So it's Brooklyn now. Bridges outside. Over to the wing. Dinwiddie outside. 6 to shoot. Shoots over George. Dinwiddie, no good.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
That's the end of the third, and it's tied up. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Woo, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your two guards share the wealth.
You love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the floor for the Clippers. Robert Covington is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Terrence Mann. Then it's Mason Plumlee. And it's Gordon in at the 2. And it's good.
And the stakes were high right there. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Time called here. The Clippers decide to talk it over. They're losing by 2. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Sideline and hear from Allie.
During that last break, Coach Tyronn Lue had some advice for the team. With it being such a tight game, he tried to lighten the mood in the huddle, saying, quote, "It's just a game, guys. Have fun. Stay loose. Let it fly. I believe in you guys. Let's see if that laid-back approach works."
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Free throw is good, and that narrows narrows the gap to 1.
As calm as they come, Kwai Leonard. A great guy to have at the stripe in these moments.
And the Nets making a change here. Harris is checked in. And Leonard drops them both.
You get the sense this guy relishes getting to the free throw line in these tough moments. You talk about clutch, this guy is it.
Time called here. The Nets decide to talk it over now.
Here to put on the show, your Brooklyn Nets. All right, fans, we need you right now. Come on, stand up and get loud.
Now Curry. Out to Harris. Takes the 3. Kawhi Leonard comes up with a rebound. To take the lead. And it's in.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
Timeout called. Brooklyn. They're losing by 2. And we've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Kawhi Leonard.
I mean, come on. His offensive focus was just second to none in this game. Really found his rhythm early and didn't give the defense a chance at all.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Thomas misses. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
The line for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Boy, Kawhi Leonard has always been able to raise his game in critical moments. Now it's about, can Kawhi deliver at the foul line?
Johnson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Mikal Bridges comes in for Thomas. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Zubac's checked in. And so both free throws good. And it's a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, 2-possession game now after knocking both of those down.
First clean look they have. I mean, they've got to take it.
And they've got to be efficient with the clock. Quick score, quick foul.
Here's Finney-Smith. And the Nets miss again. And they're going to prolong the game with an intentional foul.
First personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for the Clippers, Russell Westbrook. Shooting 2.
Shooting 2.
Good on the first, and that puts him up 5.
Perhaps the thing I will remember most when Russell Westbrook decides his career is done is how he brought competitive fire and spirit every single night, guys.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, what a performer this guy is. Game is on the line. He stands up and delivers.
So it's the Clippers picking up the win. Just a gutsy performance on the road.
It really was. When this one was up in the air late, they showed how tough-minded they are as a team.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Paul, what a great team effort defensively. What were the...
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
North of the border, in Toronto, the setting for the Hornets. Proving his doubters wrong at this point, a way of life for guard Terry Rozier. He's got his hard hand ready as they prepare to do battle at Scotiabank Arena. Hornets, Raptors, just moments away right after this. It's Friday night, and live on 2K Sports, we're going to bring you the NBA and all its excitement. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, Kevin, some people questioned the contract that Terry Rozier got from the Hornets in 2019, but 3 years later, he earned an even bigger deal. He says, I work my tail off because that's all I know. The money will be there. I'm more excited that I can just show my talent every night, what I'm about, and who Terry Rozier really is. Kevin, back to you.
Love the motor. DA, thanks. And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Rozier on the wing along with Hayward. Washington out there with Williams. And it's Ball in at the 1. And for the Raptors, the forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the 5. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Now VanVleet. There's the pass to Anunoby. Toronto working the ball around now. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And can't do much else. The strength of Anunoby comes in handy on those challenging finishes.
Pass to Washington. Over Siakam. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. For Charlotte, they might be the most electric team, Clark, in the NBA. Young and very exciting.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin. I mean, they're extremely potent, and they are exciting to watch. LaMelo Ball, man, he can do just about everything. The Hornets, a lot of fun to watch for sure.
That free throw, no good. Greg, when you look at Toronto, they have a lot of length and defensive switchability.
They swarm opposing stars and tend to make it very difficult in those passing lanes. So a great profile for a modern NBA defense.
And he's good on the second.
The Raptors are only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then.
Now here's Barnes.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Raptors shooting their first free throws of the game.
At the line for Toronto, Scotty Barnes taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And the Raptors with some changes. Achua, he's checked in for Pirtle. Young comes in for Pascal Siakam. And Trent subbed in for OG Anunoby. The Hornets also changing it up. Nick Richards comes in for Williams. And Kelly Oubre subbed in for Rozier. And so he makes both from the line. And so it's Charlotte with it. It's a 3-point game. Ball feeling it out a bit. Into the lane. Banked in off the glass.
That sudden burst by Ball is so effective, zipping in before the defense can react.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Raptors lead by 1. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
Boy, I like the aggressive nature they're playing with here. Not playing soft at all. They're going right at them.
Underneath in the post, it's Siakam and Achua. Van Vliet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. And it's Barnes in at the small forward. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter.
Boy, he's an incredible ball handler at 6'7". LaMelo can get space for his shot practically anytime he wants to.
And the shot goes in from Siakam.
Man, what a pass that was there. He really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
Nice take. Staying aggressive with this game, still very much up in the air.
Now, here's Rozier. Pass to Oubre. Just 3 to shoot. Unloads. And he overshot that one, missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Van Vliet passes to Siakam. Misses from short range. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. The Raptors out in front. They're up by 1. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate on to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. A dandy. You like that word, Kenny?
You know
it's
what?
It's a dandy.
My third grade teacher used to say that all the time.
That you're a dandy.
So this is a dandy of a class.
It is. And this is a dandy of a show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal.
So what's a dandelion?
Well, basically, that's what the class was.
A really cool lion.
Got it.
The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. Scoring-wise, they broke even in the second, so little ground was lost there. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what'd you see out there?
They've been fierce at the defensive end, causing turnovers, coming up with key stops. That's the result of great communication and trust between teammates. Hard to score on them when they're playing like this.
And big fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
They need to turn up the intensity on D. Lots of guys standing around. Can't allow over 50% shooting in the Spectrum match. They need to make it tougher to get clean looks and force that offense out of its comfort zone.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
we need you to get.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Tipping off the second half, here's Steve Clifford's 5. The forwards are Hayward and Washington. The guard pair, Ball and Rozier. And it's Williams at the center, filling out the middle. Now, here's Rozier. And then Washington with the dunk.
Stick to it, Combativeness, folks. That's what you see in Washington, and I love it. This guy attacks the glass.
Barnes passes to Van Vliet. Here's Pirtle. Takes it from 10. No good that time.
I don't know how that one doesn't go in. Nice cushion between him and the defender.
And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Bulls got the lead up to 3 now for the Hornets.
Well done by Hayward on the assist that time. He's able to spot a wide open teammate because he plays with his head up.
Siakam looking around. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
That's his
And Siakam wants to be the guy for this team, especially in these types of high-pressure situations.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
The line for 2.
And the first one drops. Second free throw, no good. 1 second left. The shot comes out. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Hornets lead by 2. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Sharing the wing spots for them, it'll be Trent Jr. and Anunoby. Then it's Fred Van Vliet. Then there's Chris Boucher. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
So you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
And Steve Clifford wants a timeout.
Get it, sir. It's that simple. Let's hear it, fans. We need you to get round right now for your North Side Crew. Fans, we need you to get round right now for your North Side Crew. Get loud, Theo! It's time for your North Side Crew!
And the Raptors making a change here. Hurdles checked in. So an almost entirely new open now for Charlotte. Williams is checked in for Nick Richards. Washington comes in for Cody Martin. Rozier, he's checked in for Kelly Oubre. And Ball subbed in for Smith. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford had to say to his team. He told them, hey, guys, this is a close game, but if we execute right here, I like our chances. There's no need for hero ball. Trust one another. Make the simple play. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. And the Raptors call time here. It's tied at 9. 23 seconds left to play here in the fourth. final moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, LaMelo Ball.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Pascal Siakam comes in for Chris Boucher. And it's Scotty Barnes in for Trent. Van Vliet passes to Siakam. Oh, off target. Charlotte calls timeout. It's tied at 9. 1 second left in the fourth quarter. Washington, that's for 2. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. We've got more in store for you right after this. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one. It'll be the Raptors off the tip, and away we go here with post-regulation basketball. Van Vliet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. Young out there with Scotty Barnes. Now here's Barnes. Clock at 6. From 11 feet away, it's in!
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
And the Hornets call time here. They're behind by 2. There's 39 seconds left in the first overtime. He's checked in for Toronto. Chris Boucher comes in for Young. Oubre is checked in for Charlotte. Martin against Barnes. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
And what a time to get sloppy. A close game like this, you cannot be getting loose with the ball.
Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. The dunk by Achua.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're trailing by 4. We've got 22 seconds left in overtime. Guys, your thoughts?
Trying to stay alive. They've got to work quickly.
They're going to draw up a play here, I think, to get a shot right off of the inbounds pass to not waste too much time at all.
And the Raptors with some changes. Pirtle, he's checked in for Precious Achua. Pascal Siakam comes in for Chris Boucher. And Anunoby subbed in for Trent. Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Hornets. LaMelo Ball comes in for Booknight. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Had to foul on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what? Who knows? A few misses at the strike, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making.
Line for Toronto. Fred VanVleet. 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Well, VanVleet looks determined at the line, set to deliver for his team.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
two-possession game now, guys. Some very important free throws there.
Can't waste any time here.
No, you need a quick bucket and then a quick foul.
They get it back. Ball from long range. Doesn't go that time. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And the Hornets making a change here. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Good composure from the line there. Those shots sealed.
So it's Toronto winning this one. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Yeah, probably didn't anticipate that this one would be that close down the wire, but give them credit. They were able to.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
.2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Up next, the Bucks taking on the Knicks. For Milwaukee, the goal is to improve each time they take the floor, emphasizing communication and effort. Knicks, Bucks, up next, right after this. Happy Friday night, everyone. Time to kick off the weekend with the NBA on 2K Sports. With our analysts, Brent Barry and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson, along with reporter Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Well, guys, the Bucks are one of the league's powerhouses, and you ask Giannis, and they're not going anywhere. He said, quote, "We're going to do this for a long time, the next 5, 10 years, whatever the case may be." Drew Holiday said, quote, "There's going to be consistency building together over the years." Brian, there are no signs of letting up.
None. Thanks, Allie. And we should see a lot of guys jousting for position in this one. Brent, we've got two teams that can rebound with the best of them.
Yeah, when you have a physical game like this, BA, the one worry is there going to be a lot of fouls? Because you don't want any of these guys out of the game with the way they control the glass.
And now the opening lineup for New York. At forward, it's Barrett and Randall. Jalen Brunson is out there with Josh Hart. And it's Robinson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Milwaukee, on the perimeter, it's Allen and Middleton. Giannis and Lopez are the bigs. And it's Holiday in at the 1. Outside Hart. Pass to Barrett from deep. Rebounded by Lopez. Here's the break. And it's Middleton, that time on the assist from Antetokounmpo.
And this is a sign of Giannis and his growth. The floor awareness now looking outstanding.
Brunson passes to Barrett. And here's Brunson. Pass to Barrett. And we've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter. That one no good. Milwaukee goes the other way with it. Here's Holiday. That shot off.
Despite the miss, those are the kind of looks coaches hope to create.
Holiday against Brunson. Here's Randall. Basket is good. Off the assist from Brunson.
Well, Randall finding out some creative ways how to score on the inside, becoming smarter and more adept at doing so.
Tie game in Milwaukee. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Bucks Youth.
Yeah, this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And for the Bucks guys, what jumps out to you, stat-wise?
Well, they've used the fast break well to score easy points and keep the defense unsettled.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
Inside at the 4 and 5, it's Giannis and Portis. Pat Connaughton is out there with Javon Carter. And it's Ingles in at the 3, small forward. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with.
You're not going to fool the officials too often on an illegal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
Carter against Quickly. Here's Barrett. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
It's awesome to have a guy at that size be able to accelerate and elevate like RJ did there.
Ingles against Barrett. Portis outside. 4 on the clock. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
New York ball.
And it's a completely new group for the Bucks. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Robinson, he's checked in for Hartenstein. Julius Randle comes in for Toppin. Hart's checked in for Barrett. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Quickly. 23 seconds left in the second. Randle against Crowder. Randle right side. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Middleton passes to Dragic. Over Brunson. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Knicks out in front, up by 4. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Coach, the offense is flowing. What will be your message to the team at halftime?
Keep attacking, make the extra pass, get their size out of the lane, hit the open man.
Thanks, Coach. Guys, got to keep being unselfish out there.
Appreciate it, Allie. And we'll be coming right back after this break. Ready for the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Quite the tussle there in the first half, huh? For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. The period wrapped up with the teams on level ground and the score tied. And so far, they're out in front, but not by much as we head into the half. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Knicks.
They're running a smooth offense tonight, creating high-quality shots. Motions, sharp as a razor. Their spacing is excellent. They're moving the ball well. I love the way this team's playing.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
Well, their paint presence was non-existent. They haven't put any pressure on the defense in terms of attacking the cup. It's simple. If you want to be successful in this league, you can't be a one-dimensional jump shooting team.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. On the court right now for the Knicks. At the 4 and the 5, it's Randall and Robinson. Jalen Brunson is out there with Josh Hart. And it's Barrett in at the 3. Allen, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Allen from behind the arc. Hits the three-pointer. Allen's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Not sure how he saw that there, Holiday, with a firm understanding how to get the ball to an open teammate.
Here's Barrett. That one rolls around and rims out. The Bucks trail. Allen on the wing. Floats one, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo. And that one goes in. Allen's got 5 now. That was another look at our Mobile One drive of the game just a moment ago.
Yeah, he made that drive look easy, but that had a high degree of difficulty.
Holiday against Brunson. Pass to Randall. Back to Brunson. Over Holiday. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. We're at the end of the 3rd quarter, and we've still got a close one. Bucks ahead. They lead by 1. And time to step away quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. Inside at the 4 and 5, it's Giannis and Portis. Wesley Matthews out there with Drew Holiday. And it's Connaughton in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Timeout called. Milwaukee. They're behind by 1. There's 53 seconds left to play in the 4th quarter. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Mike Budenholzer said to the team. He was calm but confident. He asked them to be quicker getting to their offense and intense on D. He said, we're right there. We have to get some quick hitters and then pressure the ball. He knows they're low on time, but he sees a way back.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Now a timeout called by New York. They're down by 1. 46 seconds left to play in the 4th quarter.
Let's start making some noise, Milwaukee, for your 4-1-4 crew. It's time to get loud. Welcome your 4-1-4 crew to the floor.
goes against Holiday. Here's Randall. Tips it. Controls the rebound and the putback.
So active and understanding more and more with his experience where to be to get offensive rebounds is Julius Randle.
Count it!
Now that's one to remember. What an impact on the game.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Now a timeout called by New York. They trail by 1. 29 seconds left in the fourth. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Jalen Brunson.
Can you say vintage? Wow, this was a vintage performance. I mean, so much of the game is about the three ball today, but his focus was going hard into the paint and doing damage from inside.
Ingles, he's checked in from Milwaukee. Carter comes in from Matthews. Here's Randall. And again, the Knicks missing. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
And now we've got an intentional foul.
Julius Randle. First personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second.
It's something Giannis continues to work on, wanting to be the go-to guy at the line in the clutch.
And he can't make the second free throw either. Missed them both.
And more in big games, Giannis is the guy that's going to be in this situation. Let's watch his focus.
Can't cash it in. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Second personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for the Bucks, Drew Holiday. At the line for 2. Shoot 2.
He drops the first one, and that'll put him up 2.
Yeah, the calm demeanor of Holiday, it really helps him stay cool under pressure.
Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Delivering exactly what they needed from the line. He secures the 3-point lead.
And so it's Milwaukee who scraped by with the win. What a performance they had here at home today.
I'll tell you what, these are the ones that are so nice to win and so tough to lose. I love being on the edge of my seat, never knowing what would happen next.
Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
All right, thanks. Brooke, the offense came in waves tonight. How'd you guys manage to win this one?
It was a complete...
All right, Allie, thank you.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
A good Friday night to you, sports fans. You've come to the right place. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, former NBA players Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony, with David Aldridge joining us courtside. Hey, Dave.
Thanks very much. Now, guys, at the end of this season, there is a potential opt-out of the collective bargaining agreement. And after seeing star players hold out, some wonder if that will be exercised. Commissioner Silver says we have a common interest to ensure that contracts are honored. Those are issues we can approach collectively. Kevin?
As is always the best case. David, thank you. Boy, these two teams are on the rise, RJ. Some fantastic young talent on display on both sides.
Oh, the future is bright, and these guys are the future. But don't look over the present, because they are already so exciting to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun courtside.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Paul and Booker, the talented backcourt pair. Durant is out there with Ayton. And it's Okogie in at the 3, the small forward. And for Minnesota, two big men inside, Towns and Gobert. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. And it's Conley in at the 1 spot. So the Timberwolves win the tip. Outside, Edwards. And here is McDaniel. Back to Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Takes the 3. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Suns.
There's one for the low light. Wow. I'm not sure who messed up the pass, but look, somebody did.
Here's KD. Tries from 10, and the jumper is good.
Inside, Durant's scoring instincts take over, helping him find a path to that difficult shot.
Pass to Towns. It's Edwards on the wing. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
Booker, good.
People first think of Booker as an outside shooter, but he does a lot of his work in the lane.
And Edwards puts up a deep 3. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game.
Your Minnesota Timberwolves.
Suns ahead. They're up by 1.
The Suns.
And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center.
Fans, please give a big round of applause.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And taking a look at the Suns' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, let's see if they're able to keep it up. So far, their shot selection and ball movement has been on point.
Out on the perimeter, Edwards and Anderson. Reed is out there at Towns, and it's Conley in at the point. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves.
And last year, Minnesota had a tough end to their season. In their 10th playoff appearance, they made their 9th first-round exit.
The Suns shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Prince is checked in for Minnesota. Noel comes in for Conley. And Phoenix also making a switch. Payne, he's checked in for Paul. Both good from the line that time. And it's Anderson with the ball for the Timberwolves. It's a 3-point game. It's Edwards on the wing. Covered by Lee. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And talented in so many ways. Edwards is focusing on two things: the refining of his shot mechanics and the sustained level of engagement.
Free throw good, Edwards. The Suns making a switch here. Biombo's checked in. And Edwards drops them both. And it's Phoenix's ball. Pass to Craig. And here is Lee. Back to Craig. 6 to shoot. KD on the wing. And he gets it to go from the corner. Durant's got his second basket of the night.
Hard to stop Durant when he's set up like this. He's so nice finish.
Man, what a creative finisher. Edwards is so fast in how he gets up to throw it down.
High post, KD over Anderson. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Durant's got 6.
Oh, perfect execution. The size mismatch was there, and they went right at it.
That's just smart basketball. Late in the game, they see a favorable matchup, and they take advantage.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Suns lead by 3. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after our halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. For the Suns, the first quarter was pretty even. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1-point lead. They gained a little ground there in the second quarter. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
They came in prepared. The offense is firing on all cylinders. You love the pace, the flow. Very efficient. Valuing possession is really their success right now. This is not a team you want to bet against. At least not tonight.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Minnesota?
Their defense has been dismal, allowing their opponents to shoot in the 60s. I'm sure they're getting an earful in the locker room. Amazing they've been able to keep it close. Boy.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
Making their way onto the court.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Edwards with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
He's just that good. You can plan for him, but he just makes great adjustments on the fly.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Monty Williams. Ball and Booker, the talented backcourt pair. Durant is out there with DeAndre Ayton, and it's Okogie in at the 3 slot. Now here's Conley following the shot by Kevin Durant. Conley dishes to Edwards. For Booker. Edwards can't hit. And it's Phoenix's ball. 3-point lead. Booker the pass to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
Nice pass. Such a unique talent on both ends. That time Booker showing us his vision.
Booker against Edwards. And it's Devin Booker with the rebound.
That's just a bucket. Look, you expect him to make. It's tough when you miss those.
And he drives in. A second chance effort. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Suns on top of 5. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Not just playing selflessly, but also making a smart decision with the ball.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Underneath in the post, Towns and Gobert. Conley out there with Austin Rivers, and it's McDaniels in at the 3. So that's the Timberwolves 5. And the Timberwolves call time here. They trail by 5. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Making their way onto the court are your Minnesota Timberwolves dancers. Here they come, now heading to the floor. It's your Minnesota Timberwolves dancers. To get up and make some noise for your Minnesota Timberwolves dancers.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch told the team. He told them, look, guys, we're running out of time. If we're going to make a move, it's got to be now. Are you guys ready to make a move? They all nodded, and he said, then go take it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And he commits the intentional foul. Anderson, he's checked in for time.
First personal foul. First team foul. Now into the lineup for your Timberwolves, Kyle Anderson.
And Phoenix has possession. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. Back to Paul. There's the 3. Hits the 3-point bomb.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Yeah, they got to be disappointed with this result.
He's been a terrific point guard in this league for a long time. Mike Conley just knows how to play.
That was a second look at our Mobile One drive. Amazing control on display.
It's all about the ability to get 2 feet in the paint, whether it's creating for a teammate or for yourself.
Shooting for Phoenix, Devin Booker at the line for 2.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
When Devin Booker steps on the court, you almost expect 30 or 40-point nights. Booker is that talented.
Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Edwards kicks to Anderson. From deep 3-point range, Edwards can't hit.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Even though he is capable of hitting that shot, I'd like to see him work for a better look in that situation.
So the Suns win it. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. See you later.
And those are the starting lineups, so kick back, get your popcorn ready. We'll be back in just a moment. Time to start the weekend in style. We welcome you to Friday Night Basketball on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Golden State Warriors going up against the New Orleans Pelicans here at their home, Smoothie King Center. Joined by Hall of Famer Grant Hill, NBA champion Steve Smith, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. This is Brian Anderson. Hey, Allie.
Well, guys, Zion Williamson can be downright scary when he's getting downhill. Pacers coach Rick Carlisle said, quote, "You have to have a lot of courage to stand in there because he's coming at you fast, creating collisions. This is a Shaquille O'Neal type of force of nature with a point guard skill set." BA?
Oh, that's well put. Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. Well, when we look at tonight, this could come down to the backcourts, Grant. They're both very talented.
Yeah, B.A., you know I love great guard play. And, of course, each team has some serious skills at that position. So expect a fast pace of play, lots of threes. It should be one heck of a matchup.
All right, checking out Golden State's opening lineup. The core of the dynasty all on the floor. Curry and Clay, the guards, with Draymond up front at the 4. Kevon Looney is out there with Andrew Wiggins. And for New Orleans, Jones and Ingram run the wings. Zion and Valanciunas playing up front. And it's McCollum at the point. So the Pelicans win the tip. Pass to Valanciunas. Over Looney. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Not sure if that's the shot you were looking for, but it's a fairly clean look. Almost have to take it.
Here's Thompson, and he banks in the layup.
Great anticipation by Thompson. He's right there to get the rebound and put it back in.
Outside Jones. 27 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
First personal foul. First team foul.
At the line for New Orleans, Zion Williamson. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Williamson.
What you respect about Zion, He's not trying to flex on everyone. He sees the big picture on the court and in the public eye.
And the Warriors making a change here. Green's checked in for Looney. Kuminga comes in for Draymond Green. DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Poole in for Curry. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Now the Warriors with it. Poole outside. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, attack mode from the start. Exactly what you want coming into this game.
Get your better scores, some easy looks so they can start to establish themselves.
Here's Alvarado. Here's Nance. What a play! He drains it at the buzzer!
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
And what I love, there was no panic on his part. That's the steady pulse you want in that situation.
Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Warriors on top, they lead by a bucket. And quarter number 2 will get underway just after this short break. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And what do you guys think about the Warriors here in this one?
They are looking engaged so far, especially on offense.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
Poole with the ball on the floor for the Warriors. All 3 shooters are out there. The splash triplets, Curry, Klay, and Poole. Green and Looney together inside. Now here's Looney, back to Poole. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
Outside Ingram. And here's McCollum. Back to Ingram. Shot from 12. That shot missing. And Golden State will come the other way. We've got 22 seconds left in the half. The kick out, Curry. And he buries his first look.
We know about Stephen Curry's pregame dribbling ritual. He showed him off right there on that play.
McCollum outside. Shoots over Curry. Here's Williamson. Up again. And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Guys, thanks. Andrew, this team has set the tone at the defensive end. What's working for you?
We just got after it. That's the main thing. We just try to make them uncomfortable, to test everything, and, we were converting on the other side.
It's all about the effort. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Allie. And, folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hi, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. And trying as they might, they couldn't push their lead past 4 points. Well, for the Warriors, Kenny, give us your take.
I have to applaud their offensive consistency. They're not wasting possessions or taking bad shots. That's a testament to their patience, their discipline. They're focusing on playing intelligent basketball.
And Shaq, how'd you think the Pelicans were playing?
Hard to feel happy when your opponent's shooting over 60%. They're going to have to make things harder for those guys defensively. Force them out their comfort zone. Contest every shot.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. One of the stories here, Jordan Poole. Man, is he getting it done today.
There's virtually nothing you can do to stop him. I mean, you can't even contain him. He's been that great.
Yeah, and sometimes the strategy in that case, don't let anyone else beat you. You know he's going to get his, so try and keep it to that.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. McCollum and Jones, the tandem in the backcourt. In it forward, it's Ingram and Williamson. And it's Valanciunas in at the center position. That's the Pelicans 5. Pass to Looney. Now here's Thompson. Fires the three. No good there. Now here's Williamson. McCollum outside. Ingram finds Williamson. Here's Jones. Six on the shot clock. Out to the right wing. The three from Valanciunas. The rebound by Wiggins. The Warriors leading. On the wing, Curry from outside the arc. Sends it home from three-point land. Curry's got 5 points.
Sometimes that shot feels like the equivalent of a layup, but it's 3 points for Curry instead of 2.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Warriors on top, leading by 9. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Let me tell you, when you can run offense through your bigs, you give the defense just another thing it has to try and take away.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And so it's New Orleans with it. They trail by 9 on the court for Golden State to start the fourth. We've got Jordan Poole. Jonathan Kuminga is out there with Andre Iguodala. Then it's Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Payton in at the 3, the small forward. Now Poole. Outside Payton. Pass to DiVincenzo. Poole outside. Kuminga with it. Now Iguodala. He's guarded by Nance. Nance against Iguodala. Shoots over Nance. Rebounded by New Orleans.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
They couldn't make enough plays when it mattered. Interesting game, though, in terms of some of the matchups.
Poole outside. And so the Warriors take the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them. They had to dig deep to come out on top.
Yeah, you know, some teams might buckle under the pressure towards the end. The crowd was so amped up, such a hostile environment, but they stood tall and got the win.
And that about wraps it up. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Steve Smith, this is Brian Anderson with our 2K Sports crew signing off. So long, everyone.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Thanks very much. Now, with that ACL injury, Jamal Murray has had a lot to overcome, but his work ethic has always been a constant. He said, "I was very disciplined growing up. If I didn't want to run hills, I ran hills. I did it with love, and I did it with passion. It wasn't work for me." Kevin, it's that mentality that still serves him well.
Absolutely, David. Thanks. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Olynyk is out there with Markkanen. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Sexton. And for Denver, Gordon steps in at the 4 with Jokic in at center. Out on the perimeter, it's Caldwell Pope and Porter Jr. And it's Murray in at the point guard position. And the Jazz start out with the ball. Clarkson outside. Markkanen kicks to Clarkson. Shot from 12, and he nails the jumper.
Well, Jordan Clarkson came into the NBA as an aggressive scorer, and in the mid-range, he is as good as it gets.
Murray outside. Outside Porter, the 15-footer. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
It works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's Markkanen. Jokic defending. Rebound by Murray. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. They get a hand on it. From deep, Jokic. It's all tied in Denver. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
Jazz 2.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And the Nuggets, guys, what jumps out to you numbers-wise?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
Here's the Nuggets now with the ball. We've got Murray. Green is out there with Bryant. Then there's Bruce Brown. And it's Porter in at the small forward. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. Back to Bryant. Down low. That's good from Porter on the assist by Bryant. Porter's got his first points of the game.
Well, excellent concentration from Bryant on the offensive end, actively looking for ways to facilitate for his team.
Here's Horton Tucker. Going inside, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his first personal.
Yeah, the defender all over. And you know there aren't many teams with a more dedicated fan base than Utah. The Jazz fans are behind their team no matter what.
first one falls. And the Nuggets with some changes. Zeke Naji comes in for Thomas Bryant. And Smith subbed in for Jamal Murray. And Utah also making a switch. Toscano's checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Denver. He kicks to Porter. Brown feeling it out a bit. And the dunk by Brown.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Gay right side. He can't get that one. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Nuggets ahead, up by 2. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, guys. With Mike Malone, as the second half approaches, Coach, what are you looking for?
Execution, pace and purpose with everything that we do, and making sure that when we call a set, we know what we're trying to accomplish and get the ball to where our players can be effective.
We'll see if they can fix that in the second half. Thanks, Coach. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. They were slightly better in the second. Not a big difference between these two teams. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, I like what I'm seeing on the offensive end. They're keeping things simple, getting to their spots and executing. Nothing fancy, kind of like Shaq Suit.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
And their defense has been an absolute disaster, offering little to no resistance, allowing the other team to walk all over them. They need to show way more fight in the second half, or they're going to get trampled.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Murray with it, and so in the game for the Jazz. Clarkson is out there with Sexton. Then it's Lowry Markkanen. Then it's Olynyk, and Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
An effortless range. Casey, he doesn't always hit for a high percentage, but when he does hit, he makes it look good.
Now, here's Clarkson. Markkanen passes to Sexton. Pass to Olynyk from the arc. Denver grabs the miss. Murray surveying the D. Off target at the rim.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Clarkson outside. With 1 on the clock. No good on the last second attempt there. And we've reached the end of the third. Nuggets lead by 5. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Gordon steps in at the 4 with Jokic in at center. On out there with Reggie Jackson. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3 slot. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
Well, nice job crashing the glass. You'd love to see that kind of effort.
And that's an intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Jokic. Jokic draws the double. Gordon kicks to Caldwell Pope. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Here's Clarkson. Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
How about Jordan Clarkson? The ability at his position to absorb contact and finish the play.
Oh, what an impressive dribble drive. That replay brought to you by Mobile One.
And a close game like this, you've got to dig deep and just find a way to make things happen.
Now here's Jackson. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Jokic. Clock at 6. The fader. It counts.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
Utah calls timeout. They're down by 5. 8 seconds left in the 4th. Guys, what do you think?
Trying to stay alive. They've got to work quickly.
This is the very definition of desperation mode right now. They need a quick shot and a quick foul.
And now, let's present our New Balance player of the game, Colin Sexton.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
And once again, off the mark by Utah. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's his second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for your Nuggets, Nikola Jokic. At the line for 2.
2 shots. Last on the first.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
A nightly double-double threat. Jokic is also an exceptional playmaker for a guy that size.
He's able to hit the second one, and that increases their lead to 6. And the Jazz call time here. They're trailing by 6. Just 4 seconds left in the game. Sexton for 3. The shot off that time. So we see Denver getting the win here. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, and just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Aaron, big night offensively. What is clicking for everyone right now?
we're just moving the ball. And that's a big part of our offense, making sure the ball doesn't stick and then people making shots.
It was really flowing tonight, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Owens, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.